see more of it. And part of the reason, I have to say as well, is to do with hitting our low carbon targets, going down that microgeneration route, going down small and medium-sized installations, but it's also to do with making sure there is a genuine social justice issue here as well. It's given people, communities, investors, pension funds as well, I have to say, the ability to insulate themselves against rising costs of energy. This is good all round. It's win-win-win all round. Now, on that basis, we've got a job of work to do. The recent announcement has put some real shivers through the sector, but it hasn't only put it through the sector, it's also put it through generally the renewable sector. One of the things that we often harp on about, quite rightly, Meg Hillier, my boss as Shadow Secretary of State, always says what we need to do as an opposition is be responsible and give certainty to the investing community out there. Similarly, it has to be reciprocated. It has to come the other way as well. Government also needs to work with you, with us, to make sure that that certainty comes from them. Now, what we have at the moment is a real ripple of uncertainty and some fear across the renewable sector, because it's an issue of, if you need to fix a problem, if a problem's been identified, how do you do it in a way that's calm, that brings the industry and the sector with you, that does it with consultation, and comes forward with simple fixes, as opposed to what we currently have, which is a great deal of worry and uncertainty. But I'm sure this can be done. And I think my genuine pitch here, not only to you, but actually to the government as well, is we want to help them get this right, albeit we're in uncertain times at the moment. We need to get it right for those green jobs, for our carbon targets, and all those other reasons I've said. We also need to get it right in order that we can put the whole sector back in a feeling of confidence that you can make long-term decisions in a secure energy market for years to come, not just for months, not with government tinkering, but for years to come. I'm confident that we can do that. I think the campaign is very effective here. We've got probably a couple of months to work on this and show that this issue is going to affect, particularly the way that the terms of reference of this review seem to be indicated, will not be tackling simply large solar parks on greenfield sites. They will be tackling those installations on town halls and schools and hospitals and community buildings. We need to spend this next couple of months working very hard to put forward good evidence-based arguments of why it's essential to get that industry over that initial peak of investment, and then we get back to what feed-in tariffs should be, which is a scheme based on digression, of looking at scaling it back over time as the industry is up there and all the jobs have been created. So keep your work going. We'll be there with you as well. We'll be working very constructively with the government to make sure that they get this right in a couple of months' time. But we can only do that, I have to say, if all of you keep doing the tremendous effort you've done so far. I've never seen a reaction like it. To be honest, it's been very, very effective. Ministers are sitting up and taking notice. More power to your elbow on this, and as I say, we'll be there with you trying to get this right up until the moment we see any announcement. So very well done to you all. Thank you for listening to my few comments. It's fantastic being here and seeing actually the strength of the industry. It's curiously, being here today, standing here, actually shows, even over the brief time that the feed-in tariffs have been in place, just what a feeling of confidence had grown within the industry that this was the place to be, this was the market to be in, this is where things were really going to happen. We need to get it back to that very rapidly. So thank you very much. Keep at it. Thank you.